Hello and welcome to this special Udemy workshop where I talk about how to prepare for Amazon in 2020 for Q4. So, navigating Q4 in a not so typical year. So Q4 is from October to December, and it's almost here, and it's anything but business as usual. In this webinar, we talk about the state of the e-commerce industry and strategies and tactics for your online business in Q4. I mainly focus on Amazon, but a lot of the information in this webinar can be applied to any online business model. So, what will we cover? Talk about the state of the industry in 2020, what is trending for Q4, Prime Day and Black Friday, and inventory management, as well as brand registry, Amazon PPC and advertising strategies, multiple sales channels outside Amazon, and finally other Q4 factors and general tips for navigating this 2020 year. So, the state of the industry this year. The brick and mortar retail sales are down 14%, and recovery is not actually expected for at least 5 years to pre-pandemic levels. However, online sales Q2, so that would be April, May, and June, were up 44% from last Q2, and it's up 18% so far this year. Spending as a whole is down 10.5%, but I mean, they're still close to $5 trillion. E-com sales are expected to reach $710 billion in the US in 2020. So online sales are now 16% of total sales, up from 12% at the beginning of the year. And in the UK, they're over 30% of all sales. Retail sales, that is. So due to more people shopping online this year, e-commerce growth has accelerated 4 to 6 years faster than projected. A lot of these people are shopping online for the first time and will continue to do so. So this percentage growth of total retail sales is likely to be permanent. Amazon's share is 38% of total e-commerce in the United States. Their sales rose 43% in the spring. That's mainly on grocery and essential items. They have also hired 175,000 more employees to deal with the surge in demand for basically everything. Keep an eye out for Walmart, as they may surpass eBay to be the number 2 e-commerce seller, and they're nearing 6% of total e-com. Walmart's definitely one to keep a watch on, as they expanded their program and they're allowing more and more third-party sellers inside, and that is businesses like yours and ours. And Target is also not that far behind, though so far their program is invitation only. So what will Q4 be like? So that's in October, November, and December, and that's where most sales are made. So for brick and mortar stores, they're actually scaling back Black Friday, and second wave of pandemic may even close stores again. So what do you think online will be like? Well, we're thinking it might actually be double from last year. Over 70% of shoppers are set to turn to e-commerce for more than half their holiday shopping this year, which is a huge increase from last year. Q4 should be better managed with less panic buying, and Amazon and delivery services better prepared this time round. So what is trending in Q4? Well, what usually trends is toys and games, personalized gifts, jewelry, kitchen gadgets, pet supplies, toys, and technology. So along with those, you also have home decor, exercise equipment, home office supplies, and home entertainment. And with COVID and people staying home, these products, all products as a whole, will likely continue to be in high demand. So along with all the usual holiday gift giving, people are also upgrading their home and things to do at home. So as you can see, blankets, as an example, always get a spike in Q4. Well, will it continue this year? Well, think of this. People are staying home, the weather still gets cold in winter, and blankets are a cozy source of security in times of uncertainty. So the answer is probably even more this year. So in fact, looking at the trends, and this screenshot was taken in mid-September, it's already generating more interest now than at the same time last year. So right now the trend is 45 out of 100 versus 38 out of 100 the same period last year. So let's try another one. How about winter vacation? So in regular years, buying travel-related products for holidays would be a no-brainer. This year though, well, interest is raising a bit now, but not nearly as much as the year before. So I would stay away from selling these products or reduce your inventory in this category versus what you would have done last year. Two minds about this, of course. With COVID fatigue and people cooped up for too long in the house, travel products may swing upwards, especially if there's a chance of vaccine. On the other hand, with cases rising, things might go into lockdown again. But overall, I say that many people will be celebrating at home this season. How about home gyms? So in a normal year, there's barely a spike in Q4. The spike for home exercise equipment is mainly in January. This year, though, you could see the massive spike in interest as gyms closed and everybody had to exercise at home. When summer came along, people went outdoors, jogged outside, and people's minds were on other matters. There was a rise of interest again in July, then a fall in August, likely because people were more concerned about school and other activities. However, now that holidays are approaching, you're starting to see an uptick again. I think that home gym equipment will not only be popular in Q4, but could spike even higher in January. Alright, now let's talk a bit about Prime Day and Black Friday. So even though it's already near the end of September, Prime Day this year still has not been announced. So in normal years, and I say normal in quotation marks, Prime Day is usually in July, and that's when sales are usually slower. It didn't happen this year, not only because of everything else happening, but because Amazon themselves couldn't prepare it properly for it due to continued inventory and delivery problems. However, we've been getting a lot of emails from Amazon recently talking about Prime Day and to prepare for it, so it's got to be soon. Analysts say that the most likely date will be on Monday, October 12th and Tuesday, October 13th. There was a note leaked just this morning where no Amazon employee is allowed to take those days off, so probably they're gearing up for Prime Day to be those dates. And they should be announcing it, I think, on September 27th. That's this Sunday, so we'll find out for sure then. So, Amazon Prime Day numbers. It's the second largest shopping event for Amazon sellers, and Black Friday is the first. Last year, Amazon sold 175 million items on Prime Day, and third-party sellers, so that is you and me, generated 1.5 billion in sales during a 36-hour period. Over 100 million people have Prime membership, and that's about 62% of all Amazon customers. Peak sales and deals were around 11 a.m. Pacific time, followed by 6 p.m. And large brands are increasingly launching new products during Prime Day. Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So this year, Black Friday is November 27th, 2020. Many brick and mortar stores will be downplaying Black Friday or turning it into a week-long event, and that's to better handle crowds. In fact, it's been a trend in recent years to turn Black Friday into a week-long or even a month-long event of deals to cut down on the massive crowds and deaths. Google surveyed shoppers this last June, and 3/4 said that they will shop more online during the holidays, and 1/3 of respondents say that they will only shop online. So Home Depot is canceling their Black Friday altogether, and Macy's and Walmart will be closed on Thanksgiving. It's the first time in 30 years, I think. Some stores are also considering a lottery system where you can win a spot to shop in store. So what does this mean for online? Well, very possibly a massive shift to shopping online. So no matter when or where Prime Day falls, the strategies for both Prime Day and Black Friday are the same. So take advantage of lightning deals. Not only do you get direct exposure to your products, you'll also increase your sales momentum, increasing your rankings in the long run. And submit products to multiple Prime Day and Black Friday deals. Amazon sends a lot of emails where you can submit your products, and also look in your dashboard and you'll see information there as well. You could also get creative, such as bundling your products to increase sales. You can now do this through something called Virtual Product Bundlings tool, and that's for registered brand owners only, where you can actually bundle 2 to 5 complementary ASINs and sell them from a product detail page. You don't have to do that physically. You can keep your stuff in FBA and they'll do it for you. Okay, another thing is to get more active on social media and of course utilize your email list. So if you have a Facebook page or a Facebook group, mention your sales and deals. You can drive traffic to your listings from Instagram, Pinterest, and other channels. If you know some social influencers, now is definitely the time to contact them. Also, begin email campaigns listing your sales. What we usually do in early September is send out 2 mails per week leading up to Black Friday. These emails will be a mix of information, Black Friday shopping tips, and our sales as well, sales and coupons. We do a mix of information so our subscribers feel that there's value in reading our emails. Most importantly, we email them simply so that we are at the front of their minds when they're ready to buy. After all, your typical customer is going to get bombarded with emails, deals, coupons. So if you send them regularly spaced emails, there's more of a chance that you'll stay in their minds for when they are finally ready to buy. Okay, you could also set up a viral contest. So what we have done successfully in the past is set up a contest or two to generate excitement and gain new leads. So we use a tool like UpViral, where you can set up contests where the more that participants refer your contest to others, the more chances that they have to win. We actually usually start these contests in late summer to build up our list for Q4, but it's not too late to start now, and even continue different contests throughout October, November, and December. In fact, holding these contests in the middle of Q4 is also extremely effective, at least for us. As contest participants are thinking about your brand, and friends and family they refer your contest to are more likely to be curious and check out your products. So make sure you set up coupons and sales during the contest as well. Also, if possible, have the winner receive something else besides your products or an Amazon gift certificate. So I would say some sort of product that's complementary to yours, but one that you don't sell. That way, more people will buy your products during the contest instead of waiting to see if they win them instead. All right, time to talk about inventory management. So it's one of the most important aspects of a successful Q4. You have about a 45-day period where you sell as much as you can without completely running out. So there's a bit of a balance you have to try to achieve. And don't forget Halloween season as well, and trailing sales in January. Anticipate 4 to 5 times the sales you usually have during the rest of the year, and this year could be even higher. Okay, there's IPI and storage limits in Amazon, so that's definitely something you have to be aware of. Send in as much inventory as you can. Unfortunately, if you have an IPI below 500, Amazon will limit your storage, unfortunately. For existing products, you can see your maximum restock level by going to your inventory tab, selecting inventory planning, tabbing over to restock inventory, and hovering your mouse over the green and red bar of a particular product. You'll be able to see what you're allowed to bring in for that particular product. For all sellers, Amazon is limiting the amount of inventory you can send in per product. Everybody should have received an email in July from them, and this is a temporary measure. So, what do you do if you have storage limits and a low IPI? Well, there are a couple things you can do. First of all, of course, get your IPI up past 500 as soon as possible. So to do this, you could check and pull any excess inventory and try to get your sales up. So Amazon's big concern right now is to clear out their warehouses of slow-moving product. And I think right now they're allowing you to remove excess inventory for free, but you're going to have to check on that if that's still allowed. Another strategy you could try is to create 2 listings. So one of your listings will be FBA and the other will be SPF or merchant fulfilled. So that's you fulfilling it. So what we do is simply have the same SKU but with like an A at the end for Amazon fulfilled or an M at the end for merchant fulfilled. So your ASIN will be the same since it's the same product and have only one listing active at a time. So once you sell out of your FBA product, then quickly switch to merchant fulfilled. Okay, have a 3PL warehouse on standby. So Amazon isn't the only company that stores and fulfills your products. Have a trusted third-party logistics warehouse hooked up to your Amazon account and ready to send out your merchant fulfilled products. This is what we did last spring to keep sales flowing. So, 3PL warehouse. So many companies can integrate with your Amazon account. When you join, they will instruct you on how to do this in your account. The Amazon order goes directly to their systems within their own warehouse, and they simply pack up your product and ship it to your customer. You'll be responsible for shipping concerns and customer service, so make sure your 3PL warehouse has records and tracking numbers of all shipments. Tracking will automatically be uploaded into your Amazon account for each shipment as well. Okay, I have a couple of recommended 3PL companies for United States. You have ShipBob, Whitebox, Deliver, and that's Deliver with 2 R's. Shipwire, Red Stag, and there's a whole pile of others, so you could Google it. Any others that your friends might recommend. This is a couple others that we've either dealt with or heard good reviews about. And in Europe, you have 3P Logistics, StoreShip, Easy Logic, and Habu, I think that's how it's pronounced, or something like that. Habu. Okay, another thing you could do is store your products and then ship them from your supplier. So we've done that in the past, but this year we don't recommend it. So in the past, what we would have done is keep inventory with the supplier and then have them airship straight into Amazon when it's needed. But this year, I wouldn't rely on transportation, due to the obvious circumstances. And also, Amazon is notorious right now for spending weeks checking in your inventory. As well, global freight fees have spiked way upwards this year as well. So personally, I find this option to be too unreliable this year. You're also at the mercy of your supplier, and even if they've been reliable in the past, who knows what unknown factors this Q4 could have on global shipping. So I'd be much more comfortable knowing it is stored and ready to ship in the same country where I sell on Amazon. Hey, maybe you could store all your product at your home. So if you're a US-based supplier, you can simply store it at your home. Of course, you'd have to do all the shipping and fulfillment yourselves. But one tip I heard from someone else I thought was a pretty neat idea is you can rent a storage cube for a month to store your inventory, and some places will even give you the first month free. So basically you do it in November, store all your products, sell it through December, and then have them carted off in January, so you only pay for December fees. Alright, brand registry. So if you're a private label seller with your own brand, I strongly suggest you register for brand registry, and that's brandservices.amazon.com. So with it, you'd be better able to protect your brand, and you'd have extra tools, options, and bonuses as a seller as well. So this gets a bit into the dark side of Q4. So just like any sort of business model, there will always be shady characters and scammers. And this is especially true on Amazon, and such activity increases in Q4 where most of the money is being made. So registering as a brand on Amazon gives you additional protections against fake listings opened up under your own brand name or stolen images, and you also have more tools to report infringing sellers. Note that this does not limit other sellers from selling your products. And one of the core values of Amazon is allowing other sellers to sell anybody's products. Though in practice, many big brands are successfully shutting down other sellers from selling their items, which is a problem if you're a dropshipper for Amazon. So, what do shady characters and scammers do? So they can hijack your actual product listing. There's a lot of IP theft, so they would open up their own fake listings in your name and try to sell products, non-existent products, of course. They'll steal your images, they'll steal your text, video, stuff like that. They'll also attempt to shut down your account with fake complaints. And scammers are also looking for brands that are not brand registered, and they might even claim your brand as their own. It kind of sucks. Because remember, you do not own your Amazon listings. Amazon does, and anybody can suggest edits. So the one requirement for Amazon brand registry is your brand must be trademarked, and that often takes 9 months to a year. However, you can now accelerate your trademark process with Amazon's IP Accelerator service, and it's free. You just pay the trademark law firm's fees, which I notice are often lower than traditional routes anyway. So what will happen is the law firm will fill out all the paperwork for trademark approval, and while the trademark itself will still take 9 months to a year, you can be set up for brand registry in about 2 weeks, because Amazon knows that you're registering for the trademark. So to do that, you go to brandservices.amazon.com/IP Accelerator. Okay, there's many other perks of brand registry. You got A+ content. That's formerly called enhanced brand content. What you can do is you can add images and layouts to your listing rather than just the standard text content. Amazon's even allowing videos on some of their listings. You can have an actual brand store. So you can add up a store. You can add a storefront for your brand. You have many extra advertising options, and we'll talk about this a little later. Okay, and you can also split test your product listings to optimize your content. Okay, and you also have analytics. And note that if you have more than one brand, you would apply separately for each brand you own. So each would have its own storefront, advertising options, and split testing and analytics and stuff like that. All right, let's get into Amazon PPC and other advertising strategies for Q4. So remember that a large ranking factor in Amazon includes sales velocity, and that's how many sales you make in a month, as well as conversion rate, which is clicks to your listing divided by sales. So the number of people who visit your product page and those who actually buy. So the really powerful thing is that PPC sales are included in this measurement, meaning that the more you sell through advertising, the more it'll positively affect your natural rankings. So Q4 is the time to further optimize, ramp up, and create new campaigns. So why spend on PPC in the first place? Well, let's take a look at this screenshot right here. For good or ill, Amazon is becoming less of a marketplace and more of an advertising platform. In fact, they're the third largest advertiser in the United States, with Facebook and Google being number 1 and 2. So if you look at the screenshot, every single listing on this page is an ad. The organic results are below that. So is this bad? Well, for the consumer, probably, because they're not necessarily buying the best product, but the person who's advertising the most. Though, as I mentioned, conversion rates are a big factor in advertising. So a low quality listing that's trying to use PPC will face a lot more difficulty. However, I feel it's fantastic for us sellers, because if we have a great quality listing and higher than average conversion rates, we'll always be at the top or near the top of the listings. I mean, yes, we have to pay for the privilege, but remember, PPC sales count in organic rankings. So overall, our sales will be in this excellent feedback loop of more PPC sales, which would mean better organic positioning, which means more sales, and so on and so forth. So some tips, because everybody will be advertising on Amazon in Q4, the PPC costs will be higher. However, there are a couple techniques you can practice now to best optimize your Q4 campaigns. So delve deep into reporting. If you've been running campaigns for at least a month, make sure you look at your reports. And to do so, go to your advertising dashboard and click reports on the left. And this is a new interface that was just released, I think, this week or last week. So yours might look a little different. The old one, its reports would be on the top navigation in a tab, so you would just click there. So click Create Report and choose Sponsored Products, Search Term Report, and then go back 2 months or however much you have. And then click Run Report in the upper right. I found the process sometimes hangs, so you just go back to the main report screen and you should see it there. So then you just click to download it. Okay, then you open it in Excel or Google Sheets and look for the total orders and sort it by largest to smallest. So you would have the largest amount of units sold on your spreadsheet. The total orders column might say 7-day total orders, but it's actually the reporting period you choose. So if it's 2 months worth, then that's 2 months worth of orders. Once you do that, take note of which search terms are generating the most sales and still making you a good profit. So what we want to do is maximize the sales on these search terms. So this is something you should be doing throughout the year to optimize your PPC, and it's especially important for Q4. So once you record your best keywords from that spreadsheet that you've been studying, create manual campaigns just targeting these top keywords. So I create separate ad groups for broad and exact match terms and label them like that and see which performs better. So in the case of one of our manual keyword campaigns, which you can see here, we have 2 ad groups. We have broad and exact. So the broad one is doing better, and we have 10 total keywords. So we've turned 3 of them off, which weren't performing very well. These keyword terms also have competitor brand name search terms that perform well for us. So that is, customers will actually type in the name of our competitor, they'll see our product as an ad, and they'll click and buy that product instead. The exact one doesn't nearly do as well for us on this example. However, our return on ad spend isn't that much worse, so we're leaving both these groups active. And remember, this is just on one product. So you do this for all your products that you want to promote for Q4. Okay, think ACOS, not ACOS, or however you pronounce it. So ACOS is advertising cost of sales. So that's the percentage of your sales that you spend on advertising. And the lower and the better. So 100% ACOS means you're spending 100% on advertising to get the same amount of sales, which is really bad. So if you're spending $100 on advertising and making $100 in sales, that's definitely not very good. I try to keep mine below 20 or 30%, but it doesn't really matter because what I want to focus on is advertising cost of total sales. And the reason why we do this is because you have to remember that PPC sales also lift up your organic sales. So if your ACOS is kind of high, it might be okay because it's also lifting your organic sales. And also, don't discount brand awareness. So somebody who sees your ad but doesn't click, or even does click, and then recognizes your product later on and buys it, if it's after a certain amount of time, it's considered an organic sale. So just as an example, say you sell 100 items in 1 month without any advertising. The next month you turn on your advertising and you make 100 sales that way. But you find out that your total sales is 250. That means you made an extra 50 sales. More than likely it's because your PPC campaign caused a boost in your rankings. And that's why we'd rather calculate ACOS. So let's give an example. So these are actual PPC numbers in our Amazon dashboard for one product. So the ACOS here is 21.87%, which is a little high, but not too bad. However, since we know that our PPC campaigns help our organic Amazon rankings, we only record the ACOS on our sales sheet, and I'll show you that right here. Okay, so in this case, though we spent $687 in PPC on this product, total sales were almost $6,000. So our ACOS is 11.5%, and that's PPC spend divided by total sales and expressed as a percentage. It's not divided by PPC sales. And now that I look at a screenshot, I realize that I should have changed target and actual PPC headings to ACOS instead. So I'll probably do that when I get off the webinar. So anyway, I mention this now because your PPC numbers and your ACOS may get uncomfortably high in Q4 because of all the new competition pushing bids higher. But before you get nervous and turn off your advertising, first look at your overall sales. Your campaigns will likely be fueling much higher organic sales as well, saving your net profits. So for the same product last Q4, ACOS was an ugly profit-breaking 35%. That is, our PPC costs were 35% of the entire costs of PPC sales. However, that was just PPC sales. With all the organic sales factor in, so all our total sales on this product, the percentage was actually down to 7%, which is a lot more satisfying number. And with the knowledge that a lot of those organic sales is due to our PPC campaigns. So even though the PPC campaign cost might be high, it still resulted in a large amount of sales through PPC and through organic. All right, so another thing you can do is adjust your bids to increase the visibility. And you can do this by adjusting your bids at the campaign level. So if you usually spend $1 per click and you adjust the bid by 50%, you're telling Amazon that you're giving them permission to increase your bid to $1.50. So of course, make sure your conversion rate is already high to begin with. So if you know you're getting 1 sale per 10 clicks and your usual bid is $1 per click, then you're paying $10 per sale. So during the holidays, when you increase this by 50%, you might be paying up to $15 per sale. So your costs will be higher, but the payoff is that you'll make 500 sales instead of the usual 150 or 200 at other times of the year. Okay, also add seasonal keyword terms. So along with creating campaigns with your best keywords, as I just talked about, also add keywords into your new campaigns. So you could say your keyword Halloween, or your keyword Black Friday, or Christmas, or Prime Day. And make sure you have them broad match, because exact match wouldn't be as effective because you don't know if people are exactly typing in your keyword phrase followed by Prime Day. So you just want your PPC ads to show when your customer types in your targeted keyword phrase along with a seasonal word somewhere in their search. And then, of course, turn them off after the relevant season has passed. Okay, lightning deals. So this is to jumpstart your sales. You can have a lightning deal during Q4. So it will cost between $150 and $500 to host one, but if it's approved, you will then be featured on one of the most visited pages on Amazon and during the busiest time of the year. So lightning deals last 24 hours, and you can select which week to host it. Amazon will assign you the actual day, and of course you have to be approved. If you're not approved, and Amazon bases lightning deals on seasonality, popularity, and other factors, then you won't be charged, and you can try again later. So Black Friday and Cyber Monday, of course, will be the best time slots to run a lightning deal, though we found that any time in November and December is good. Okay, so this is only for brand sellers. So earlier I talked about increasing your brand awareness before Q4 by setting up email lists and stuff like that. So along with this, you also have special advertising blocks just for registered brands. So these are called sponsored brands and sponsored display ads. So sponsored brands are a must if you're brand registered. So you advertise your actual brand and a group of selected products that you select yourself. These used to be called headline search ads. And this is the result. So they're always powerfully effective for our brands, mainly because you're not competing with the 90% of other advertisers pushing your products. You have a reserved spot right at the top of the search page showing your brand name and your products. So often when somebody searches for a product, so say yoga mats, Amazon will no longer just present a list of products. They will first list a sponsored brand ad, as you see, and this is an incredibly powerful way to sell your brand's products, as you're visible before any other products are even listed. So the drawback, of course, is that these types of ads will be much more expensive, but the result, at least for us, has been much higher volume of sales. Like any PPC campaign, you have to keep testing and optimizing your conversion rates, which is where A/B split testing on your listing becomes very important. Okay, you also have sponsored display ads, and these allow you to show your products across Amazon as well as other websites as retargeting ads. So what happens is that these ads re-engage shoppers who leave Amazon or visit related competing products on Amazon. And if they saw your product or a similar product, it doesn't even have to be your product, your ad will show up around Amazon or on a trusted partner website such as Yahoo or CNN. And then clicking the ad will send them back to your listing. So this is fantastic if you have a famous competitor that your customers also look at. You might be able to show up right on their product page as a viable alternative. All right, so that wraps up PPC and Amazon. So we're going to talk about other areas that you can, other sales channels that you can think about during Q4 or afterwards. So there's several other sales channels. There's Shopify, Walmart, Target, Wayfair, eBay. We'll talk about some of those right now. So Walmart, they're aggressively trying to combat Amazon. And so they're inviting a lot more third-party sellers into their system, and that's our businesses. So right now you must be approved to sell on Walmart, but you might as well get the ball rolling right now, because they're definitely not going anywhere, and their online sales have surged close to 75% during spring 2020. Not just that, they're also planning fulfillment centers, so you can send your stock to Walmart warehouses, and similar to Amazon, well, they'll fulfill and ship it as well. So along with Walmart, also keep your eye on Target, which is also planning a large e-commerce rollout. Their sales climbed over 200% this year online. So right now they're being very selective and it's invite only, but who knows what the future will bring. All right, you have eBay, and this was even before Amazon, and there's still a huge presence for e-commerce sellers. About 5% of all our sales is from eBay. I mean, not much, but better than no presence. Actually, if you don't even sell on eBay, other third-party sellers will likely sell your items. We've repeatedly seen this, and it's caused some issues with brand misrepresentation in the past, as customers would angrily say that we've been sending them clearly used items, and we're like, well, how and where? And then they say it's on eBay, and we're like, we don't even have a presence on eBay. So make sure you have an official presence on eBay so you can sort of control this a little better. And of course, you also need to have a 3PL service, as eBay doesn't fulfill for you. You have to do that yourself. Okay, Etsy's another one. So they specialize in handmade products, and that's officially all you can sell. However, their not so dirty secret is that anything goes. So as a quick search, I looked up a digital thermometer, which I highly doubt can be handmade at home. So if you're a white label seller with your own branded products, I'd encourage you to list and sell them, especially if you're into the crafts, jewelry, or home decor niches. Okay, then you have Wayfair. They have over 20 million active customers, and they specialize in home and garden products. So what happens is Wayfair buys your product at your wholesale price, and you act as the drop shipper. So they make money by selling at their retail price, and once your product sells on Wayfair, then you have to fulfill it yourself. So this is another area where you need a 3PL supplier to store, fulfill, and ship your product. They generated over $9 billion in sales in 2019, so they're kind of a big deal as well. You could also try your own e-commerce store. So set it up using Shopify, BigCommerce, or WooCommerce, which is the WordPress form of e-commerce, and then just sell your products from your website. So you can fulfill your own sales using a 3PL company, and it can integrate with your sales system, so you don't actually need to do anything. So they'll fulfill everything automatically. You yourself just have to concentrate on making sales through advertising on Facebook, Google, social media, your email list, wherever. Shopify is also planning their own fulfillment network similar to Amazon. Currently, you need to sell at least 10 items per day to qualify for this. Also, what we've been doing throughout the year are Facebook and Instagram ads showcasing our products, and they would go to our Shopify store. The target for us is not to actually sell our products, it's to get customers into our email list once they reach our Shopify website. So now that we have a much larger and beefier list of qualified leads, we'll be sending them sales and coupons to our Shopify store and to our Amazon product listings during Q4, just as an extra channel to sell our products. All right, final tips for Q4 in 2020. E-com growth. So Q4 will likely see the largest growth in online shopping in history, simply because physical stores are scaling back or even closing. I feel this surge will be permanent due to the millions of people shopping online for the first time and getting more comfortable with it. You have to wonder if Amazon's going to shut down again, or at least they're already limiting products going into the warehouse. Could get worse, who knows? Especially if the second wave of pandemic hits, they might have problems fulfilling your items. So for insurance, I would have another delivery method in place, such as having your inventory in a 3PL warehouse like Deliver or ShipBob, just in case. Hey, bundling. Think of bundling products to increase exposure and sales in Q4. So you can bundle hot selling items with slow moving items just to clean out your inventory. And offset losses. So if you're in a niche that's been negatively affected, such as travel, you could try bundling your products with items that your customers can use at home, like maybe a travel mug, or maybe hand sanitizer clips for your backpacks or stuff like that. So Q4 will definitely be unprecedented in terms of sales and predictability. So I would begin planning now, send in your inventory, and think of alternative warehouses and fulfillment methods using 3PL. You can explore other advertising options and promote your own e-commerce website as well. So with millions of more customers shopping from their own home, anticipate the opportunities and finish 2020 with a massive sales surge and profits. So this was presented by Digital Success Network, which consists of Aiden, Steve, and Tim. My name is Chris, and I'm often behind the scenes working with Tim on Amazon FBA and other online projects. So come check us out. We publish new blog posts every week on digital marketing, and this presentation will be as a blog post as well this week. Thank you, and I hope Q4 will be a great success for you in your Amazon business.